There are a lot of rumors about Ryan Evans. Okay.
I have no secrets.
People called him bland on TV, but he's the reason everything looked this good. And what it took to get here? That part's a little different. I'm Nicole, where every build has a story. This is Know How TV. I'm Nicole from Know How TV, and I'm standing here with Ryan Evans from Counting Cars from the History Channel. Hi, Ryan.
How's everything?
Good. I want to talk a little bit about the show.
10 seasons, it ran for 11 years. It was an experience I don't think I would wish on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot, hey, Ryan, I've got some network people talking to me about a show. I was like, careful what you wish for, man.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for.
It's a lot of deadlines, a lot of stress.
Yep. And it's
probably hard on the family.
It was hard on the family. Years go by and a lot of therapy and everything. Everything's patched back up. Okay, they're going to bring the show back. Find somebody else.
You're not going to do it.
I'll be in the back fading, man.
Yeah, and that's kind of where you started in the beginning of the show. You just kind of wanted to be in the background doing the work.
I brought Horny Mike in. Say, hey, dude, the cameras are here. Grab your horns, grab your fur coat, get your ass down here. The cameras are here. They were trying to develop a cast. Well, bland Ryan, who is by the book all the way, is a little bland for the TV. So they established their crazy cast and then eventually had no choice but to bring in the guy that was doing the work. I would have been cool with the first guy to be on the billboards and everything, but at the same time, I don't have that. Mike has that.
And I'm standing there like, this is the guy they call bland? No dice, doesn't make sense to me. You've got plenty of personality. I don't know.
After a while, I got used to it. Otherwise, like, hey, Ryan, what do you do? Paint shit. And I did that. What did you do on that, Ryan? I pinstriped it. I did this. I accentuated this line. That was not there.
But what caught me off guard wasn't the rumors or the paint jobs. It's where this whole thing started. He's telling me about growing up, military background, structure, rules, like not exactly the let's paint flames on everything kind of dude.
My dad was in the Army.
So you're an Army brat?
I'm an Army brat. So I was born in Illinois, raised in Texas, and I've lived in Las Vegas now for 27 years. I left California to open Danny's paint shop, and that's where I've been ever since.
So what's it like being a art brain in a military type family?
It was great.
Was it?
It really was.
Tell me why.
Being an Army, you're moved all over the world. We did 3 tours in Germany, so I lived there for 9 years.
Nice.
And the art in Germany is real art, hundreds of years old art.
Definitely.
Michelangelo's. An artist back then, they wanted to use gold leaf. Like I would go to a store and buy gold leaf. They've got dude back there hammering the gold leaf out for this guy to use on the Sistine Chapel. To experience stuff like that and understand what they went through to do that. Painting a car,
Forget
that's
about
like making lunch. To them, they did this. Whole childhood, my parents always told me, artists starve, and they do.
And they do.
They do. So that was the fallback. But you figure out the lines on a bike, you figure out the lines of a car, the way something swoops. How do you want How do you want someone's eye to see that car? Is there an ugly part of the car that you can change the lines to where you don't notice that ugly part anymore? And it's a constant challenge.
I just can't believe he spent 9 years of his life surrounded by real art in Germany. I am super jealous, you guys. As an artist, I could only dream of living that experience. And when I asked him about how he liked Wisconsin, his answer shocked me.
Wisconsin is going to turn into my second home, I swear. I'm here
really?
like 4 or 5 times a year, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
So why? Whoa, back up. Come again? Wisconsin being your second home.
The car culture here is strong, real strong, and it goes way back. The cars that are here, in our area in Vegas or California, Arizona, a lot of drivers out there, a lot of cars that are built to drive, but you still don't see them very often. Half these cars in here, I can't believe are driven, and they're here and out of their shop.
That's crazy, isn't it?
In Vegas and Arizona, you'll never see them again.
They're just always sheltered.
Yeah.
In the middle of all of this, he realizes that he booked a show on his anniversary.
Shit, Ryan. Oops. Oh.
I just love that he's just a typical dude. Really. So did you ever take any art classes or go to art school of any kind?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
So you not, because I did.
Yeah.
And so I learned about color, juxtaposition, line, texture.
All went over my head.
So you would just have it naturally.
Yep. I was
That's
damned and
amazing.
determined to figure it out.
What kind of paint do you use, for
I
instance?
use
Just regular?
exclusively House of Kolor. It's a solvent base. It's base coat, clear coat. House of Kolor has its own culture to it as well. If you do any research on House of Kolor, you'll see the culture that goes with it. We're all nut jobs, and everybody that uses it or has it on their vehicle, they're also nut jobs. No one uses House of Kolor to blend in. They use House of Kolor to kick the door down. The colors are very bold, very vibrant. They're the truest, brightest, cleanest, clearest, sparkliest paint on the planet. Jon Kosmoski, he's the founder. He was dealing with manufactured paint, and it's muddy, it's murky, it's doing this. Kos was trying to do custom paint, colors that just really have a lot of depth, and he did the research for grinding the pearls, grinding the metallics, grinding the pigments to make his own paint that surpassed anything and everything that the factories would ever dare using. That started House of Kolor. It's like having Michelangelo have a brand of paint that he likes. That's why custom painters like House of Kolor. And custom painters in themselves are nutbags. We're all weirdos. So they create their own culture that is nothing but a bunch of weird stuff. And that ends up being the custom side of things.
There are some amazing colors here on these cars.
Yeah.
I'm in awe. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is my first car show ever in
really?
my entire life.
Okay.
So
You broke in well.
and I mean, I work on cars, and I've done a little bit of painting, but I suck at it.
No one jumps into painting being a badass.
No,
Nobody.
I tried.
We all sucked at painting when we started, believe me.
This is a different caliber.
Yeah.
It is like so difficult to get that paint to do what you want it to do.
Oh yeah.
You just do amazing work. I'm
Like,
so just astounded.
I have a badass team behind me that makes me look very good.
I see a car that you painted over there.
Yep.
It's purple and gray.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
I didn't want just a mural stuck on the hood. I didn't want it to look like a sticker. So
Right.
I started with what would have been a Mopar stripe. I'm a throwback to the 70s and 80s. I wanted to bring the old Challenger looking graphics onto this,
Okay.
shredding away. And that was the premise for that. Mopar played a huge part in drag racing history, and their graphics played a huge part. So I wanted to pay homage to the old drag racing graphics on the newer car and just make something cool. And it came out really cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You did a really, really wonderful job. Daytona Beach. You went.
That was a lot. That was 5 bike shows in 6 days. That was nuts.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, you were there as like a guest?
Like the whole week, yeah.
I thought you went to visit.
Nope. I was just there to be me.
Really?
Yeah, bounce from one show to the other, to the other, to the other.
So, Ryan, I have another question for you, and then I'll let you be on with your life and go eat your dinner with your wife. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you very much.
What is some of the best advice you would give?
To get in the trade, find a shop that you like and just be a hang around. Aggravate the hell out of them until they just either want you to go away or you have to push a broom, because that's exactly what I did. My mentor just couldn't shake me loose. He's like, all right, boy, go over there and do that. If it's trade school, learn what they're teaching you. The other thing is be open to what they're teaching you to possibly be wrong. Never say no. Never turn anything down. Of course you can do it, but make sure you can do it.
I really appreciate you talking to me today so much.
My pleasure.
It's going to be so awesome to be able to share with the world. He's the guy that they call bland. I don't know about you guys, but obviously they weren't paying attention, because when you actually look at the work he does, the shading, the attention to detail, and I'm telling you from an artist standpoint, airbrushing ain't easy, my friends. You realize real quick that this was never about being loud. It was about being good. And Ryan Evans from Counting Cars takes the cake, in my opinion, like really good.
Do your channel your way, but just listen, hear it out, and something clicks to another thing that clicks to another thing that clicks to another thing.
Thank you for your advice.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you so much. It's never just the story about the machine. It's the story behind it.